What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the final episode of SWV and Xscape, the Queens of R&B Season 1, Episode number 6. The episode was titled Bringing the House Down, you guys. Now, before we go ahead and just jump into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date, having me pay for it at the end of it. Do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on your post notifications. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss the season finale of SWV and Xscape, the Queens of R&B, shall we? All right, you guys, so before we go ahead and just get into this review real quick, I just want to just talk about some things that I saw. So I did watch What Happens Live with Coco and Tasha on there, right? So Andy asked Tasha the question about her saying that she and Rocky have a open marriage, right? So she clears it up and says she didn't mean that she and Rocky have an open marriage. She means that they have an open line of communication. That in itself is still contradictory because I don't think that Latasha and Rocky have anything open in their marriage. I don't think there's any open line of communication because there are things that he does that you don't know about. Allegedly, that's what she says, right? So I don't know how much I buy into that, but that's neither here nor there, right? Also, I do see that people on social media are saying, "Oh my God, we need a season 2 of this show." No, we do not. Season 2 of this show does not need to happen. It needs to be this and done, right? It just wasn't. I don't think it was good for Xscape. And then I don't think it was good for Xscape and SWV as a collective, right? Because the relationships look like they're fractured at this point. Can they be repairable? Possibly, but who knows, right? Only those ladies know what the future holds for their friendships. So this episode, it opens up where the last one left off. And the last one left off with Tamika, Tiny, and Candy showing Latasha the text messages between Rocky and the promoter, right? So remember, it ended with Tasha calling Rocky. Rocky gets on the phone. He told Tasha, "You ain't got to speak for me." I was like, ooh, that very much so gives controlling. I wonder what things are really like in that household because it just, from this show, it just doesn't look that good to me, right? But then Rocky in his interview, like Rocky, and I tweeted this last night, that Rocky is like a used car salesman, right? And also like a pimp. He incorporates both a used car salesman and a fucking pimp because he talks as grimy as a pimp, right? But then he tries to hit you, you know how used car salesmen are. They trying to sell you on buying that car. So he's trying to sell you on, "Oh, I didn't do this. Oh, I didn't do that." Talking about the text, I got the same text messages that he got. Well, of course you do because you were texting him, right? So then he says that, he didn't take any money from the ladies. So what they're saying is not true. I was like, okay, if you say that, right? So then he said, like I said, Rocky talks in circles. So it's like, do you listen? I wonder when Rocky is speaking, does he ever really listen to himself? And you can tell when Rocky is lying. Rocky is stuttering hard as hell when he's lying, right? So he was like, he ain't taking no money from the girls. But if he did get some money from it, it's because they owed him some money because he's the one that brought them the deal. I was like, huh? So in a roundabout way, you're saying that you took the money, right? Because you didn't take the money from the girls, but if you did get any money from it, it's because they owed you money and you brought the deal to them. It sounds like a whole bunch of lies right there to me. In a roundabout way, Rocky took the money. Like, listening to him talk is just like what. It's like it's like skipping a record. Like you put a record on it and just, and it goes back. Like he backtracks everything he says and it's just like, Tasha, you don't ever question him when I don't want to, never mind, I'm going to keep that little tidbits of myself, right? But you don't ever say to him like, Rock, like, yo, that don't make a little, that sounds a little sketchy, right? The things you're saying don't add up. 1 + 1 not equaling 2. 1 + 1 is equaling 5 at when Rocky speaks. Like I'm starting to believe. I've actually believed the girls the entire time, but I really believe them because like I said, even if you go back and listen to him when he was on the phone call with Tasha K, the things it was just like, again, when he lies, he trips himself up on his words and he starts to stutter and trip over what he's trying to say. They don't come out in a cohesive. It doesn't come out as a cohesive thought. It's like word vomit. It's just literally word vomit. But let me know what you guys think, and we're gonna pause here and we're gonna move forward. So the ladies are all heading to Ontario, right? And they're gonna be doing this one show. So there's no tour, it's just one show. And even with this one show, I don't know why it took so much, right? And I will say, so I'm not gonna sit here and put all the blame on Xscape because I know this is the other thing that with this show, the fans on social media, people just make it unenjoyable. It's not enjoyable, right? It's just toxic. You got people who are team Candy, then you got people who are Xscape, and I mean SWV fans, and it's just like the Capulets. It's like Romeo and Juliet, the Capulets versus the Montagues, right? Is that what it was called? I could be wrong. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments about that. But that's just how I feel, right? So everybody's going to Ontario, right? All the ladies are staying together with the exception of Tasha. And I'm really over the fact that Latasha keeps insinuating that Tamika lied because Tamika lied on the radio about Candy. I'm so sick of her running with that narrative. We've all saw that video that Tamika did, 2 weeks ago, when she ran down everything. She had all the receipts. And the interesting thing is that Rocky and Tasha have not come out to dispute what she said. And I'm gonna talk about Rocky a little bit deeper as we get into the episode, right? So, like, it's just, and then the thing is, I want Tasha to own up to it because, girl, listen to your husband. Listen to the way he talks. The man comes off very shisty. Like, he comes off like a shisty-ass individual. And I thought it was kind of, when we found out that Tasha wasn't staying with the girl, she got her own house, and she rented a house. I was like, girl, for one day, so you couldn't be bothered to stay in a hotel with your group members. You literally do cause the dissension in your group. Like, you can play it off however you want to call it, but I do see where Candy was coming from when it comes down to her wanting to do her solo stuff. Instead of her just being honest and saying, yo, y'all, I want to work on my solo career, you cause friction within the group and unneeded friction. Just be real with the girls and say, hey, I want to go and do da 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 da. I'm still part of Xscape. You know, if y'all, like how when y'all broke up and did Xscape 3. If y'all needed Candy for shows where they wanted all 4, she would come. Like, it makes no sense to me. And I'm kind of tired of it, to be quite honest with you guys. So Tasha was talking to Rocky about how she's not really happy about how things are going. And I'm just still sitting there thinking to myself, okay, I'll give you the fact that you don't like the way things are going. But it's as if you're trying to put all of the blame and shift all the blame onto Tamika, onto Candy. You don't say nothing about Tiny, but you are trying to place it on your sister and Candy. Also, you have to take some account to, like, the thing with Tasha is, Latasha doesn't know how to take accountability for the things that she does. It's just a lack of accountability. And then you got old greasy, grimy, shisty Rocky over there co-signing the bullshit. Like, and that's what gets on my nerves, right? So then in the interview with the producers, they were talking about once again, we were talking about the money, right? So Rocky was like, I ain't gonna put nobody, I ain't put nobody money in my account. Like, I don't even know, you can't even put no, I don't know how you can't put nobody, I don't know nobody, so no, like, speak clearly, sir. What you're trying to say is you didn't put nobody's money in your checking account. You can't put anybody's money in your checking account without their signature. I was like, I beg to differ. You can put somebody's money into your account. Either they endorse it or you endorse it, but you can't put somebody's money in your account. He said he don't know any of the women's social. He don't know nobody's social security number. I think we can call that a lie right out the bat, right? Because I remember, I don't know if Tiny said it or if, I think Candy may have said this, but I do know that when they were talking about Miss Diane and when she went and signed them up for this royalty thing, I know it was Candy. Candy said that the ladies have each other's social security numbers and their passports. So you must have got it from somewhere, but you don't need. But in order now, you need somebody's social security number to open up a checking account, right? But to deposit a check into your account, you can easily do that. Endorse it. You can endorse that hoe, and then, especially with today's age, where you can just digitally upload the check. Now, I don't know if this was before, we could digitally upload our checks, but you can easily do that, right? It's not hard. It is not hard. Trust and believe. I've never done it. I ain't never done it myself, but my mom, well, actually, yes, we have. No. She put my check into her account. See, my mother would put my checks in her account when I was a teenager. I didn't have a checking account, so my mom I would sign my name on my checks, give it to my mama. My mom would go put it in her bank account, and it would be there for me to use when I needed it. So, what are you talking about, Rocky? Like, get the fuck out of here, Rocky. Let's pause here and move forward. All right, you guys. So, we see the ladies as they're getting ready to rehearse for the show. Now, mind you, they have 8 hours to get this show down because it's the next day. Oh, I would have been on pins and needles like that. Oh, I am not. So my best friend, love her to death. She's like, when it comes to us, we complement each other, right? I'm the one who likes to do things on time and early, right? She's more of the procrastinator, and she knows how I feel about that because she knows how I feel about that. But I love her nonetheless, right? I wouldn't have been able to do this because there's just no way because I'm not gonna sit there and stress myself out. But no, we would have to cancel that show. So we see SWV, and they were the first there. Then we see Tiny, Tamika, and Candy. They show up, right? No, Tasha was there. Where's Tasha? Tasha is on this bus with her entourage. I was like, girl, you're going to rehearsal. Why do you need this big, huge entourage? Who are you trying to impress? Like, that was the thing that I was thinking about. Like, girl, who are you trying to impress, right? So we see them as SWV is running through their show, and SWV was running through their show pretty smooth and seamless, right? But then you get Xscape up there, and I feel like they were put on literally a whole entire production, and there's nothing wrong with it, but you could see that they were trying to figure things out, and I was like, ooh, I was actually with Taj, like, I would be at my wit's end at that point because this show is the next day, and you guys have 8 hours to get this together. So make this shit as easy as can be. Like, do a 1-2 sing, 1-2 sing. Like, do something simple. Cause I'm like, we can't be. I know y'all want to have your marks and everything, but damn, it was just like, because you heard, Candy was like, are we gonna sing it, do all this up here, and then come down here at the bridge? I was like, oh my God, like, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't know how this show is gonna come to fruition, right? So at one point, they asked them, are we all gonna, is there gonna be a point where we're all on the stage together? And Tosh was like, yeah, maybe, right? So they then get on stage with everybody because they wanted to sing, oh God, what is the song? I forget the gospel song that they did on their album. I can't even think of the name of the song right now. But they asked SWV to sing it with them, right? I think everybody from SWV, with the exception of Coco, was in agreement with it because Coco was like, we said we don't do no gospel in our set. But they agreed to do it. Taj had said something, And then Don Juan off stage, he said, that's corny. I don't really have an issue with Don Juan. I wish sometimes when it comes to Candy's business, I wish sometimes that, and I mean personal business, right? I wish sometimes he would just kind of stay out of it, just be a neutral person, let your friend vent to you, and you just be like, you can have your 2 cents, but sometimes it just seems like a lot sometimes, not all the time. So now I do know that I saw on live that Lily and Taj were talking because there was a little there. You heard Taj say shut the fuck up, but you never saw Taj say shut the fuck up to Don Juan. So I think Taj is saying that she didn't cuss at Don Juan. So we all know the magic of editing. They might have those little clips, and then they'll just insert it at a good time, and that was a good time to insert that clip, right? So let's pause here and go ahead and wrap up this episode. All right, you guys. So we get to the show that they're putting on. They're in Ontario. So Latasha, once again, who are you trying to impress, sis? You keep showing up with this damn entourage. Like, are you Beyonce, Rihanna? Like, I don't even know if they show up with a deep entourage to stuff. Like, who are you trying to impress? I just don't get it. I don't get it. It was stupid, childish, because you don't have, I mean, it's just one show. You can come, it can just be you and Rocky. You don't need a whole team of people. Talking about a chef, her stylist, her videographer. Girl, what do you need a videographer for? Oh my God, she is doing the absolute most. And it annoyed me, to be quite honest with you. I'm like, girl, that is not called for. That is not needed. Get in here, put your outfit on, get on the stage, and sing. What you need a chef for? What you need a video? And I'm pretty sure that was put in because of the house situation, right? But I know at the show. But what do you need a videographer for? What do you need one for? Now I know I gave Tamika some heat last week about calling her Diana Ross, but girl, in this moment she is giving Diana Ross. She's giving, I'm up here and Xscape is down here. I don't really want to be with them peasants. I'm just coming here to collect the check. Once that check is, cleared and we done our performance, I'm out of here. That's really what it gives. And I mean, I know that as the, Xscape, they're currently touring as 3 minus 1, 3 minus Tasha, right? That's why. But honestly, if I keep saying with Xscape, they got to make an ultimatum at this. Y'all got to give Tasha an ultimatum. Either you're in 100% or you're not. It's fine that you want to work on your solo album. We're cool with that. We ain't got no issues with that. But either you're not going to keep using us as a safety net. Speaking of which, I know her gospel album came out Friday. I have not listened. I did listen to one song on her album, and it really wasn't a bad song. Her album is not bad. I got to listen to it all the way through. I will say that album doesn't give a gospel feel. It more so gives like an inspirational feel. It kind of gives you a little bit of Mary, because when I listen to it, I get more of an R&B feel from that album. So I can't really call that a gospel album. It gives it gives like a Kirk Franklin vibe, Mary. It doesn't give, an organ, a piano. It doesn't give all, a drums and all. It doesn't give that stuff. It just gives secular, with a little bit of inspiration in it. Go check out her album if you guys haven't checked it out. I don't know. I want to know where her album landed. I want to know where her album landed. I'll probably look that up by the weekend and see where her album landed. But we're gonna wish her nothing but success in everything that she does. So where we at? So they get on the stage. They do the show. The show went off without a hitch. I really, really enjoyed hearing all the songs. Like, it just took me back to my childhood. I just felt like I was a little kid all over again, right? So after the show was over, Tamika wanted to talk to Tasha. Tasha's like, I don't really want to talk. I don't want to deal with all the negativity. I don't want to deal with this. I'm like, everything that you're basically describing you're describing yourself, right? You might be talking about your sister, and I'm not going to sit here and say maybe she doesn't feel that. I'm not going to sit here and discredit, diminish how she feels, right? Maybe she does feel like it's a lot of drama. Maybe she feels like it's a lot of, back and forth, whatever. That's her personal feelings, right? So I'm not going to sit here, discredit that, diminish that. But like I said earlier, when it comes down to Tasha, I just need Tasha to take some accountability, right? There's not just one side to a story. There are two sides. Actually, there are three sides. There's your side, my side, and what's in the middle, right? So I want Tasha just to own up, be like, and she did it she did it in last week's episode. She said that she has some parts in it, but then in this week's episode, you want to make it like it's your sister. And I know you still probably pissed off about the fact that she brought to you the fact that Rocky was getting a kickback. Girl, if your husband is grimy, shysty, and shady, it is what it is. Like you were asking them, do they believe text messages? Girl, it's in black and white. I know people can make up text messages and stuff, but your husband literally said he has the same text messages. Now, he's probably trying to put a different spin on it, but touche, right? I just can't with her, right? I can't with her. And I love the fact that Tamika was telling her, like, you talking about bad energy and stuff, but your people bring out bad energy. They came in and they didn't even speak to nobody. And then she was like, so where does that leave us as sisters? Right there, talking about the cameras. That's where we are as sisters. And I was like, oh, okay, girl. Like, just last week you wanted to make amends with your sister. On Watch What Happens Live, you want to make amends with your sister, right? But you're not really putting forth the effort to make amends with your sister. And it's really sad. And then when Tamika started crying, I really felt bad for Tamika when she started crying. But I think, like I've been saying, for them, they got to get, there needs to be no season 2. This needs to be done. The sisters need to heal as well as Xscape, right? There's some issues on both fronts with the sisters and in the group. They need to sit down with somebody who is impartial, who don't know anything about them, and just air out everything. Just put it all on the table. I feel this way about you because of da 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 da. Well, I feel this way about you because of da 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 da. And then just find a common ground. Like the thing with Xscape, they sweep all their drama and shit up under a rug and just think it's gonna stay there, right? But eventually it's gonna spew out from up under that rug, and it's a lot. But let me know what you guys think about. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode and this series that we had. It was a lot. We had some fun moments, but not that many fun moments. But get down in the comment section, subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn your post notifications, share the video. And until next time, stay safe. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands. Be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, you guys.